I love when it's sunny in this town. You can't beat it. I'm good old golf. I've got to get into golf. As you know, I'm incredibly fit and I don't need any kind of exercise. I'm lucky like Donald Trump where I don't need any exercise. And Pilates, as I read up on Pilates, I love Joseph and Clara and just how this all began. But for you, the turning point, the road to Damascus moment was 1999. I won't say it was in any way a happy experience. You had an accident, you needed to get well, and that's when Pilates came into your life. Was it something that you almost, I don't know if it was a kind of a road to Damascus moment, you knew pretty quickly, oh God, this is great?
Not immediately.
Right.
No. I had been working as a personal trainer for a number of years before that, so I was into fitness. And I was devastated after the accident because I could hardly lift my arm, my neck was really sore, my back was really sore. And I tried a lot of different things, a lot of different therapies over a year after the accident to try and get everything back to normal, and nothing was working. And a friend of mine said to me one day, "Do you know you've got a hump?"
You've got a what? A hump. Nice.
And it's because I was this way. And
Ah.
I thought, oh my God, I have to do something. And the pain was chronic as well. And it was when I was having an X-ray and an MRI, the neurologist said to me, "Why don't you try Pilates?" And they recommended a lady in Thomas Street who does chronic pain and chronic pain management, and she works through Pilates. So I went to do that, and when I started at first I thought, oh my God, this is so slow, because I was so used to just full on work, running and really heavy weights and all this kind of thing. So this to me was like, oh my God. But I couldn't believe the difference. It took, I would say, probably about 3 months to 6 months of continually doing it to realise, oh my God, I've no pain. And it wasn't just that there was no pain, it was the strength. I felt stronger then than I probably felt at any stage in my life prior to doing Pilates.
Because you see, I would always put Pilates in my mind as generally a kind of, just to look really well, like to get slim and then to, have a good toned body. But I hadn't realised just how, deep it ran. This is really, hugely therapeutic. And I mentioned Joseph, and how do you pronounce his second name? I love his second name. Hubertus. I've got to use that somewhere. And his wife Clara. This is going back to the 1960s. They start off controlology, and it's born out of a necessity for him.
1926, 27, he opened his first studio.
Oh, was that it? Oh, wow. Good God.
It was in New York.
Right, there you go.
It happened to be next door to the New York Ballet School. And that's where a lot of dancers then would have started to do Pilates. But when he started to train boxers and gymnasts and all that kind of thing. But as anybody who's ever danced knows, dancers have to be incredibly fit and strong. So all the dancers then, and kind of the whole New York society people all started doing it. So it did, in the beginning it was kind of society type people, boxers, dancers, that sort of people that were doing Pilates, and it was always like this little secret. And it's only in recent years, in the last sort of 20 years, I suppose, that it's completely exploded.
We should just check now. Is Patrick falling asleep? He's all right, is he? Is that actually Pilates, or is he just daydreaming? He's daydreaming, right?
Meditation.
I thought maybe that. I said if this is Pilates, I could do that. I actually do that. I do that most of the time.
You could stand up there, Lynn, and just be directing him.
You can slap him about a bit if he needs it. Like, he seems to be very low on energy right now, so maybe just some. Have you got a taser? I have a taser in my bag if you need it for.
Come on, Patrick, put some hands there. Light springs, pretend you're doing something. Put that tummy in.
By 2010, you decided, okay, I'm going to do my own studio here. I'm going to go into this. Was it something then that you instantly sort of saw that people benefit from this? Because I'm amazed at some of the stories talking about, rock climber friend. Someone as slobbish as Peter Robbie seems to be so much more healthy and happy, and that's a big achievement to get him into it. I've seen him smile openly without any jokes or someone falling over, which is very surprising. But did you I don't know if you saw that benefit straight away, whether, like all good exercise, it took a while to kind of get its groove? And
well, when I started before I opened the studio, I had been bringing it into my personal training business and into my fitness business. So a lot of the programs that I was designing for people were Pilates based, and the results were just like, they were amazing. And I suppose I just wanted to bring this to as many people as I could, and the best way to do that was to open a studio. So
No, as I said, I'm incredibly good looking and incredibly fit, obviously, and I've got a really hard stomach and everything. Would Pilates, it does actually benefit, obviously, the physique, as much as you are much healthier. It just seems to be laughing about something over there. I'm not sure what it's really, I mean, Patrick must have said something really funny over there. I'm not sure what it was, but that idea then, that obviously it does kind of, like, you look amazing, so I'm guessing it does wonders for your appearance. Hooray for health, and we're all concerned about our health, but it obviously benefits. As I said, Peter looks great, and he's not an attractive man, but he does look good lately.
Paul, even
Could benefit.
even perfection like yourself can be improved.
I shudder to think how good I'd look if I did some Pilates. It might be unfair really on the rest of the population.
But it's the whole thing about Pilates is it's a full body integrated exercise.
Right.
So if you go into a class, there will not be a muscle in your body that will not be worked by the time you leave. Somebody said in the class the other day when we left, their armpits were sore.
Holy moly.
There isn't a muscle in your body that won't work.
Well, you do those fart noises under your arms, that's part of it, isn't it?
No, it stops all that.
Oh, okay, right, okay, that's good. Now, what amazed me too is that you've got people here from 14 to 91, so I mean, it's not like it's, again, there's a sort of an idea that people in their 20s and 30s really go for regular exercise, but I love the fact that it's, they're very young and obviously they're slightly older. So that's kind of also reflects that it's not about just looking good. This is obviously benefiting everybody in so many different ways.
It's about being able to go about your daily routines, whether it's just your daily work routine, your housework, your sport. It's whatever you do, whatever discipline you do in your life, is to be able to do that to the best of your ability, pain-free.
Right.
And as strong as possible. And until you try Pilates, it's very hard to describe to somebody how they feel after doing it. Like even when people go away and they're away for a couple of weeks or they're away for a week and they come back and they say, oh my God, I missed it so much. I started to feel the ache in my back, or I started to feel my knees sore, or I started to feel, and they said like they couldn't wait to get back. That's it. And unfortunately, most people come into Pilates because they're referred by a doctor or they're referred by a specialist, or that's the way it used to be.
Right.
But now people are realising, no, I should do this first. I should do
preemptive
it
strike.
before.
Yeah.
So that's the good part, to see people coming in, and particularly to see younger people coming in, and they realise the importance of a strong core, strong body, strong muscles to protect their joints as they grow and get stronger. So it's great to see that it's not just now a preventative, or it's something where people are coming in after they've been injured. They're coming in to prevent.
Well, you mentioned even as we started when young Joseph was prisoner of war, and he's within a kind of a small group. He basically starts his fellow inmates. He starts to kind of go through his what would become Pilates, and that sort of
the system of exercises that he designed. He called it controlology.
Right.
And controlology was actually a great name for it, because it is very controlled, precise exercise. You have to be aware of the muscles you're using. You have to activate them properly, you have to breathe properly, you have to get that deep core breathing. So controlology was actually a great description for it. But after he died, it was changed to Pilates. I think Pilates might have sounded a little bit less scary than
there you go. Now I will say you've got a full on, this is a gorgeous setup you have here. Like, it's a proper, and again, it's not that thing where you rent a space and jump in and jump out. You've got the whole shebang. Now, you started here in 2016. Was that a step up? It sounds like, I don't know whether you always had this sort of level of equipment or whether this is really...
I started with the Reformer towers. I love this is the Reformer, right. And then I have the tower here on the end, which adds for a whole different array of exercises. Right. So, I started with the Reformers. It was really just moving to Greystones. It was a more central location, and I needed just the bigger space and a more central location.
That Reformer looks a bit sort of 50 Shades of Fitness or something. There's a lot of straps, and it does look a little bit like there's something. Again, Lynn must have heard something funny from Patrick. Well, Patrick's messing over there. I don't know what he's doing. But there is that, as I said, the great diverse sort of benefits, and I love the fact there's Pilates for pregnancy, there's Pilates for older generations, there's Pilates for golf. It seems like it just, obviously there's so many ways of benefits.
The best name is Pilates for life.
Oh, there you go. That's Pilates the one you need.
Life,
right.
No matter what you do, Pilates will benefit. You'll feel stronger. You'll feel in control. That word controlology again. You feel in control of your body. If you have something to do, when you're strong, you're going to be able to do it. You're not wondering, oh my God, am I going to be able to stand up? Am I going to be able to move? Am I going to be able to do this, that pain? You know you'll be able to do it.
So we should say to people, you're open. Is it 6 days a week, or I mean, we'll put all the links and all that above.
Monday through to Saturday. We have early morning. We have sunrise classes, 6 o'clock in the morning. If you're heading off to work and you don't like to come back in the evening, 6 o'clock in the morning through to late evening.
It must be lovely when you're here at 6 o'clock in the morning and it's raining and you think of the happy pair of twins possibly getting wet. It must just put a little warm glow in the morning, because you need that sort of joy in the morning, just knowing that.
Come down here afterwards.
There you go. But we'll put all the links. I know there's I've heard great things. I said Peter has been raving about it, and you've got people who just their lives almost transformed really by this simple kind of change of their routines, that suddenly they've got this kind of strength that they didn't know.
It's funny, when people come in to do Pilates, they don't really know what it is. Right. And they think they're going to come in and they're going to do a little bit of stretching.
Right.
And sometimes they're a little bit shocked, okay, it's not a little bit of stretching. Pilates is not easy, okay? But there are levels for every fitness, okay? So we cater for everybody, no matter what their fitness levels are or where they're starting from. It's not easy, it's good hard work, you'll know you worked when you leave, but you'll feel the benefits. Nice.
Now I know Lynn and Pat are going to do a triple backflip, they said, just to finish off there. Are you guys ready for that? Have you limbered up enough? I think they're ready. We'll get the cameras ready, we'll run with